Marrying your first love is nice and all, but what would you do if one day you found out she married your dad instead because you didn't order her Taco Bell? Anyways, let me tell you guys the story about Inwoo, the legendary bro that did anything just to get his first girlfriend in college only for her to just become the mythical stepmom. So back during Inwoo's university days, he was so down bad that he risked it all just to go on a first date with a girl he didn't even remember from a few years ago. But with the power of love infused within our boy, he hurried during nighttime to secretly sneak out of his dorm room to meet the first Stacy that asked him out. Unfortunately, Inwoo slipped while climbing down his makeshift rope after totally forgetting he needed to wash his hands after his milkshake machine exploded in the bathroom. As such, he fell and landed on literally the last person on the planet he wished to fall on top of, as the dude happened to be the one strict person that can make sure our bro gets kicked and suspended from his dorm. Regardless, he ends up missing the crucial first date, so the girl ended up thinking Inwoo stood her up even though he was totally asleep after meeting the rock. Fast forward to the next day, Inwoo had to get to the bus stop ASAP to get his living arrangements sorted out. However, he totally forgot to message the Stacy that asked him out the night before, who we learn is named Yeon. So when he spam messages her to apologize, she doesn't even respond. Feels bad, man, but life really do be like that sometimes, so Inwoo sighs as it dawns on him he's totally out of luck unless he showers Yeon with unlimited Taco Bell. But the problem is that he's a brokey. So life's tough out there, man, especially if you are a college university brokey, as the only thing we got going is a bunch of noodles all day and all night, causing Inwoo to just sleep off his problems. After falling asleep, our boy finds out that he can't catch a break as he starts dreaming of his past, where people kept making fun of him due to his father being the only one around. So surprisingly, it was his mom that went to go grab some milk from the grocery. Luckily for Inwoo, though, there was this one peculiar girl that always had his back and fought for him even though everyone else dared to be friends with him. Now, if you take a closer look, you'll realize that this girl looks eerily familiar, exactly like the girl he just stood up and forgot about. Nevertheless, after a few moments totally asleep on the bus, he instinctively wakes up and gets off right on time at the correct stop near his dad's house. It then, at this very moment, Inwoo revealed that the girl in his dreams was actually a different girl named Hasan, and she just happened to be his first ever love as she was Chad enough to protect him and give him Korean fried chicken. To Inwoo, Hasan was so perfect that he vividly remembered how Hasan volunteered to be his pocket sage on Valorant and even learned how to play support in League of Legends. She even downloaded Roblox just so they could play together whenever he wanted to awaken his mythical fruit. Nevertheless, after getting distracted by the loving thoughts of his first love, he whips open the front door of his house and yells out that he's finally home. But much to his surprise, his dad doesn't yell back to acknowledge his existence. So Inwoo starts to wonder why his dad isn't even home yet when it's already late for a boomer like him. Eventually, he hears something moving within the nearby bathroom, and he even sees the light is on inside, leaving our boy to think his dad is just busy freshening up. And so our boy decides to be a supreme sussy backup by wanting to sneak and surprise him by walking inside, even though bro is risking the ability of his eyes seeing a well-oiled machine. Now, me personally, I don't judge, but maybe there is a reason Inwoo never got to experience the life of having a girlfriend, since what kind of adult wants to see another man's banana tree plantation? Anyways, luckily for Inwoo, it's not his dad hiding behind the door, but it's actually some random girl getting graced by the waterfall, and she doesn't even look that old. Nevertheless, after finishing up with the majestic waterfall from the shower head, our boy arrives perfectly on time just to take a sneak peek to surprise his dad. Instead, he found himself cosplaying a ghost, and somehow his hand lands on top the Lakers' double basketballs, where he involuntarily starts palming them like a Chad, but he's totally surprised that it's someone else. Now let's talk about how this bro accidentally dribbled some twin basketballs on her court, since if his dad was the one that came out instead, bro really would have done the same to his dad. No wonder he never got a girlfriend. Maybe he was waiting for someone else closer to home, if you know what I mean. Nonetheless, after a few more seconds, the girl shrugs off everything that happened as normal since she finds out the boy is Inwoo, allowing our boy to realize she's actually Hasan, his first love. She's then so overjoyed to see our boy that she instantly hugs him, causing both of them to fall flat on the floor, but Inwoo freaks out due to him wearing full armor, while Hasan has no defensive bonuses equipped. This doesn't matter to her though, so she begins squishing him with the Lakers basketballs she was born with, while continuing to openly talk about how he's all grown now compared to last time she saw him, which was literally over a decade ago during elementary school. Unfortunately, our boy can't continue the conversation as he's forced to look away at a nearby wall due to Hasan feeling totally free like the United States of America. With Inwoo totally insisting on her grabbing some armor to make sure she's safe, she gets up and starts apologizing while nonchalantly showing off the twin pyramids of Giza and some fresh baked buns in front of him. Eventually, with Inwoo totally flustered, he finally musters up some courage to ask her what she's really doing here since last he checked. She didn't live inside the house. However, our boy starts piecing two and two together, then freaks out when she calls his dad by his first name and tells him that they should probably wait for him before she can explain any further. Fast forward to the three having a lovely chat in the middle of the night in their living room. Inwoo begins to visibly get super angry as he can't believe what he's hearing. Although his mom has been out of the picture for multiple Mother's Days already, he's unable to break down the news that his childhood love is about to marry his dad without him even knowing until now. His dad then grins while Hazen looks super lovey-dovey with him as he attempts to explain to Inwoo that he thought it wouldn't be a bad time for him to grab a hottie since he thought he's going to move out soon after finishing college. Inwoo is then left speechless as he witnesses the worst nightmare he never even knew was possible live, causing him to totally regret flaming her back in the day for stealing his blue buff one time by accident, which led to the deterioration of their relationship. Then, out of nowhere, rose-tinted glasses appear for Inwoo, but it's not for him. Instead, he starts seeing Hazen and his dad totally different whilst he sussy wonders about his first love becoming the stepmom. Eventually, he snaps back to reality, but he starts having a breakdown because the ice cream machine is broken at McDonald's, so he yells at the two lovebirds he's totally against the proposal. And like a true college Chad, he runs off into his room to avoid confrontation, but at least you can tell he's Asian since he's nice enough to leave his shoes at the door. His dad then gets angry at him, calling him a brat, but his arm movements remind me of Ken from the Barbie doll series. Anyways, upon reaching his room, he boots up his brand new computer he built a couple months ago and starts playing Taylor Swift in the background while playing Roblox Doors so he can slowly cool off. Fast forward to the next day, the Asian parent is totally angry that his Asian son woke up at 10 in the morning instead of 6 a.m. to go study, so he starts yelling at him for being an absolute degen. He then continues piling insults at Inwoo for playing video games all night, but he tells him to relax as he's out of Robux to spend. Regardless, Inwoo gets saved by the bell as Hazen lets her future husband know he needs to chill out because he's going to miss the train soon enough if he keeps getting mad and distracted by our boy. Shortly after tying his brand new shoes, his mood instantly does a 180 after Hazen comforts him and tells him to have a nice and safe trip and to not forget about her. After leaving some public display of love in front of his own son, his mood reverts back to its firebender origins, so he turns around and yells at Inwoo to be nice to his new mom or else. After his dad slams the door behind him, still absolutely heated about his deadbeat Roblox-playing son, Inwoo begins to panic as he thinks it's going to be super awkward, but unbeknownst to him, Hazen has already begun tiptoeing to him. She then ganks his awkward brain by surrounding Inwoo's left arm with her twin vanilla ice cream cones fresh from McDonald's and tells him it's time for breakfast. Now with the supreme sussy Baka getting outplayed in his own game, he swiftly yoinks his arm from the Laker-winning basketballs, claiming that it doesn't feel right, but Hazen just tells him she's just happy to be with him now. Moments later, Inwoo's forced to explain to her that things are totally different than when they were younger, but our girl seems totally aloof to everything. Nevertheless, Inwoo already has had enough of this crazy day, so he barges off outside the house due to him starting to feel the legendary Costco cheese hot dog starting to rise up from its ashes. But with him hurrying to leave the house, he accidentally forgets to bring some money with him, so he's left sifting through some tough luck within his pockets as he barely has enough money to buy food even though the day just started. Luckily for our boy though, he gets the brilliant idea to call up an old hometown friend and his guardian angel actually answers, but the friend baits him into picking strawberries for the day since he's a brokey, but he lets Inwoo know he can eat as many as he wants. Shortly after, the two start bonding together as they begin talking about mystical city girls the rural boys can only dream about, but Inwoo acts frustrated as he doesn't want to reveal his lackluster inexperience with the city girls. However, he can't hide from his old friend as he's able to quickly cut to the chase to the point he instantly face palms upon figuring out bro didn't get to experience the crazy hyenas out and about, since you guys know about what they say regarding old habits dying hard. Anyways, his friend starts tearing up for him as he can't believe Inwoo threw away his prime years away by prioritizing playing Valorant and Roblox all day, but he still sucks at the games. Regardless, Inwoo tries to clap back by telling his friend that it's not like he has a girlfriend either, but our bro stops in his tracks when his friend looks at him even more dejected after revealing he's had one for a while now. We then fast forward to later in the evening where we find ourselves inside a very yummy Korean barbecue restaurant as Inwoo's friend attempts to show off his real-life A-girl. It's then revealed that Inwoo's friend, named Kyuchin, is actually a true bro since he secretly planned to introduce our boy to the local beauty pageant queen, since he can't bear seeing his friend be a total loser. In the end, both Inwoo and the strawberry girl hit it off and have an amazing time together, but Inwoo makes the major mistake of being super confident, so he ends up challenging the girls to a game. Of course, they decide to play the nervous game, but this town is super sussy beka as the girls were the first to play.